my name's April. I am doing a video on my August wrap up for what I have read and what I currently am still trying to read. I have 6 books that I have read, and then I have one that I'm still struggling on. So just a quick sort of little intro to me, I guess would be intro to me as a person, intro to me as a little introduction about myself. I am a mother of a nearly 2-year-old. I do work a full-time 9-to-5 job. I have always loved reading. It's always been a passion of mine. It's always been something I've enjoyed. I've never really thought of it as a hobby until I thought about maybe making a YouTube video about it. And then when I thought, YouTube channel about it, I thought that'd be so great. I am so passionate about reading. I'm so passionate about books. And the passion began when I was younger. And I honestly used to read a lot of adult fantasy as a young teenager. My mother was really into fantasy. We used to always go to either the bookstore or to thrift stores, and we would go look for fantasy books and we'd swap books. And I just have so many fond memories of just weekends hanging out with my mom, just reading together, snacking on snacks, drinking tea, and it's always just brought me calm and comfort in any situation I'm in. So I did kind of fall out of reading. I lost a lot of books. I used to have an entire bookcase full of books, and just over the years, I went through a lot of life-changing events and I lost a lot of the books that I used to have. So I'm slowly regaining. I do not want to keep books that I won't either reread or I don't love looking at or enjoy looking at the cover. I am going to probably get rid of any that I find myself not wanting to reread or keep, and there are a couple of books that I'll be talking about today will be those that I have either sent away or that I gave away. But I just wanted to keep track of my journey. I wanted to vlog it. I mean, just digitally log it, and I hope that maybe can inspire others to pick up books, or maybe just give somebody a few minutes of entertainment. Me stumbling through stories. I have a terrible memory. I have a hard time remembering things. I don't know if it's just being a mom, a new mom, or what, but hopefully I don't blunder too much through this. But okay, let's just go ahead and get on into what I read in the month of August. So to start with, I really felt like I needed to get back into reading. So I was really looking for something. I felt like I was missing something on my day-to-day. I felt like I couldn't really find a hobby that worked for me. And I have always been listening to audiobooks. I have quite a few audiobooks that I have listened to over the many years. It's just physical reading, like physically holding a book in your hand. So that's what I really wanted to pick up again. And I watched a couple YouTube videos of people talking about like the books that they liked and their recommendations and different genres. And once I found a couple books that intrigued me, I wrote them down. And then I took myself to Barnes & Noble and I just like took in the environment. Oh my God. I cannot believe how much the genres have grown and changed since I was reading. I feel like when I would go to the Barnes & Noble as a young, like my whole teenage years and young adult, yeah, those years, I did not feel the YA section is what it is now. Like, I felt like fantasy was huge, sci-fi was huge, and now I feel like YA is probably one of the biggest genre sections in all of Barnes & Noble. It was insane. The books are beautiful. I think they're probably some of the most beautiful I have seen. I'm so excited to delve into the world of YA. I'm pumped. I did pick up a YA mystery, I did kind of grab one of those. Another genre that I didn't really pay attention to as a young adult or older child, like 12 to 18. I never paid attention to contemporary books. It never caught my interest. But when I was watching the Barnes & Noble BookTube recommendations, there was a couple that sparked my interest. And then I had to grab like a really good series that was highly recommended in the middle grade genre. So I was really excited about that. I had a middle grade, what would it be, a graphic novel and a standalone that were from the same author. I'm probably gonna say the beginning wrong, but it's T.U.I.T. Sutherland. And those are middle grade, but I did not pick them up in the same go of Barnes & Noble trip. So I'll be talking about that as well as a classic. So let's just start with where I first began, and I made a list, so I will be looking down. But I'll start with the Nevermoor series. So I actually have the third book up there, but I have the first one, The Trials of Morgan Crow, and then I have the Wondersmith, The Calling of Morgan Crow, and then I also have Hollowpox, and all of these are Jessica Townsend books. They were a trilogy that was in middle grade, and people were highly recommending this. It's been out for quite a few years now, not super long, but quite a few years. And the books follow our main character, Morgan Crow, as it's pretty much like a coming of age story, obviously, but magic's involved. There's a secret society that's involved, trials. It's just a really good fantasy middle grade, and I love it. I love it. I am so excited to finish the third one. I have nothing but good things to say about it. I rated both on Goodreads. I rated both the first and the second as a 5, and I'm pretty sure the last one will be a 5-star too, but I'll let you guys know on a September wrap up what I think of that one. And then after I got through those 2 books, I did pick up another middle grade called Wishes and Wellingtons. I did pass that one along because after I read it, I realized I wasn't going to reread it. And it was a cute cover, but it wasn't a cover I was going to be looking at all the time. So I passed that one along. That one was following a character named Mauve. Oh, she was adorable. I loved her so much. She was so spunky, so strong, such a strong young character. I really liked her. And she found a genie in the trash bin, and it was in a sardine can. And you follow along with her, an orphan boy, another schoolgirl, because she was attending a all-girls school. And you follow these 3 characters as they go on the 3 wishes. I do wish that book was a little bit more drawn out with the wishes, especially like one of the adventures they go on. I felt like could have been so much more of an adventure. Like there could have been so much longer of a story there, and I don't know, I felt like I was bummed that it was such a small, short space in the book when it was such an epic story of an adventure. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I just probably won't reread it. It was a very sweet story, and I would recommend it to a lot of young people, anyone actually, but I just think Mauve is such a strong character, and I really wish that people were pushed to be more what's the word? More confident. But that one was, I gave a 3 out of 5 stars, and I know I didn't mention the author, but it was Julie Berry. So then after that one, I picked up Pride and Premeditation. This is the YA mystery that I picked up. This one's by Tirzah Price, and I gave this one, let's see, what did I give this one? I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. Oh, this one, I don't even know what to say about it. It was good. It's pretty much just a retelling of the same storyline of Pride and Prejudice in a murder mystery style. the characters aren't really ladies and gentlemen, they're solicitors and lawyers and detectives, I guess. And I really feel like if the author, if she had written this in more of a modern setting, I really think this would have applied a lot better and would have went a lot smoother. It's just so unrealistic with the time that this is supposed to be in, like early 1900s, I think. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. The point is, she took a lot of liberties with this book, and she even mentions in the back that she's like, I know it's a little unrealistic, a lot of this could have happened, but I really think she would have done it. It would have been a better story, a lot more believable if it was more modern times. Also, the love connection relationship part of this story between her and Mr. Darcy, ooh, it felt forced. It felt really forced and really just not, it really felt choppy and forced. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I love the cover. Like, I love the cover. It was really more of a cover buy. I just love it. So I'm still holding on to it. I may end up moving it along. Just depends on how my bookshelves get later on after I've spent some time and money buying books. I might keep it or I might get rid of it. So at this moment, I'm keeping it. I read a book. Now, I don't have it with me because I got rid of it as fast as possible. I gave it to a young little girl that I think will enjoy it way more than I did. But I do have the graphic novel of a series that this author also wrote. This is the Sutherland author that I talked about, who did the Wings of Fire. They did the Dragonette Prophecy graphic novel series. I read the book called Dragonslayer, and I hated it. Oh my god, I did not enjoy it. I don't know why I didn't DNF it. Totally should have. It was horrible. So I understand that middle grade is written to be read by young children, like 8 to 14. However, when I read it, I don't want to feel like I'm being told a story by an 8-year-old. And that's how I felt. I felt like the whole time it was an 8-year-old telling me this story. It was hard. So I did not like it. I moved the book along. I gave it a 1 star. Like, I really didn't like it. And if anybody else likes it, great. But it's definitely not for me. Okay, and then I got through, let's see. So the last book that I finished in August, The Last Garden in England. The author is Julia Kelly. And this is about a garden. But it's a contemporary about a garden that was designed at Highbury House. It was following, or it is following 5 women. We have Emma, present day, Venetia, who was the lady who designed the gardens in 1907, Beth, Stella, and Diane, and those 3 are girls from the 1944 time frame. I really felt like this book, it was too much. Like, those 5 women was a little too much. I wish they had cut out at least one of them. The other thing was it had a trigger in it that I was unprepared for, and I should have done more research. I mean, I feel like this is like a contemporary thing, but being a new mom, it hit home, and maybe not hit home, but it did trigger some feelings in me that made me uncomfortable. If you're a new mom, a pregnant mom, a wanting to become pregnant, or just have a young child in general, just do your research before you read the book, because man, that's a trigger that I just wasn't expecting. I am a sensitive reader. When I read something like that, it really brings me down. So I don't like to be brought down when I read a book. So I wish I had been prepared before going into it. I think if I had known that going into it, I wouldn't have bought the book. And also knowing that after I read it means I won't reread the story. So I don't have the book. I moved that one along as well. I did give that story a 4 out of 5 stars though, because the writing was really nice. Like, it was a well written book. I did really enjoy the writing style. And like I said, if they had just maybe cut out one of the ladies, a little less of their stories a little more bulk of each character's story. I would have enjoyed it more. The romances that they went through, not all of them did, but some of them, they were really cute. They were really nice. I enjoyed them. So I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. So the one book that I have as a classic is a book by Jane Austen. It's Mansfield Park. I'm like 5%. Like, what page am I? I'm page 38. I am struggling with this. It is September and I don't know what my problem is. I think I'm just gonna watch the movie first and then come back to the story. I've never been really good with reading classics. I've tried to read Pride and Prejudice in the past and just it's harder for me to get into it. I like fast-paced adventure, so this is a little bit of a challenge. But I really want to do it. Like, I really want to be able to read classics. So I think what's going to be best is if I just maybe watch the movie, maybe kind of do some movie, some book. I don't know. I'm going to regroup on this one after Halloween, just because I have something planned in October and I know I'm not going to have time to do this. So I'm going to wait and try to finish this maybe closer to Christmas time. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like it's a good Christmas time book. So that's it. I know it's not a lot. I know that I watch a lot of these wrap-up videos and oh lordy, do they read a lot of books in the BookTube universe. So I will get there one day. But again, I have a young child, so my time doesn't always allow for a lot of reading. I really do want to do a lot more audiobooks. I've already listened to some recently. I mean, like I said, I've always kind of listened to audiobooks, but like 5 a year kind of thing, not like really read and focused on it. So I'm going to be reading listening to some audiobooks. I'm going to be picking up more books. September, I read a lot more books than this. And so when I do my wrap up for September, I will let you guys know what I've read and what I thought of that. I will have read Hollowpox, so I can let you know the ending finale feelings on that. And if you watched this all the way to the end, if you plan on watching any of the videos in the future of my journey, I would love it so much if you'd subscribe. It would be fantastic. I do plan on doing something special for myself as well as for content in October, and I would love if you guys would want to watch and follow along with me. So if you want to find out what's going on in October, then watch my September wrap up and I will be announcing the plans for October. I hope everybody has a fantastic either rest of your day or beginning of your day or end of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much.